Book your driving lesson now at dla-driving.co.uk. Sponsored by DLA Driving School.
Hello and welcome to Oh in the Town. I'm Luke Gregory and here's what's coming up today. A disappointing afternoon at Kenilworth Road as QPR come from 1 goal down to take all 3 points and move up above us in the table into 4th. And after that defeat, most of the talk was about the officials. Did the referee and the linesman get loads of decisions right? Is it time for VAR to be introduced into the Championship? That's going to be a massive talking point today. I can't wait to get into it. Loads to get through as always. I'm joined by Bataro. I'm joined by Dave. Evening, lads.
Evening.
How are we after yesterday's game? Because let's be honest, an evening to QPR fans, because I'm sure QPR fans will try and find something to dig at us a bit more. But evening to QPR fans if you're listening and watching today. I was gutted about yesterday's result. I think it was a little bit undeserved. I thought a draw would have been a fair result. What about you guys?
It's the most gutted I've been since leaving a game this season, I think. Just a team that we can't beat. And I can't remember the last time I've enjoyed a game against them. They took their chances. A bit like we did against Coventry in the midweek game. We struggled hard. We took our goal and then we defended it well. They took their chances. They go over the 3 points. Yeah, gutted. Really gutted because of the position we could have been in, but it's not the end of the world, is it? But it's the most down I've felt all season.
Yeah, no, that's it. Like you say, I don't think we've lost at home for a while, have we? So
no, it's just. But we're going to talk about the game in a minute. But it's just
one of them clubs that we can't seem to beat, and it was the same with Stoke a few weeks ago until we won 2-1 at their place, but. Yeah, just since we've been back, I think I'm 26 years old. I've only seen us beat QPR once, and that was an FA Cup third round replay, I believe. But
it's all right, mate.
We never seem to beat them.
We'll get over it by Wednesday.
I do feel like Sunday we were going into that game, and a lot of us were confident about doing this because they're on a poor run. And my mate's a QPR fan. He's going, look, if apparently Hendrick's come in and they've not won since he's been in the starting 11. He was like, if Hendrick plays, you're going to win. Team selection, I think he was fuming that one of their boys was on the bench. I think it was Amos or something, or Willock or whatever. But going into that, everyone was confident of us getting 3 points, weren't they? Yeah,
to be honest, I think we was all confident anyway. I mean, even at 1-1, turned around and said there's going to be another goal in this. Obviously there was, just not for us. But look, we go again. That's all.
That sums the game up, doesn't it? I was full of confidence. I thought we was going to turn them over. We didn't, and to a point, we've only got ourselves to blame.
Should we get into some 3-word views then? This is how you guys described Luton 1, QPR 2 in 3 words. Neil says 3 points dropped. Dan, very, very poor. Mike says hate playing QPR. Will, no final product. Tony says we miss Bradley. Faithful Hatter says poor second half. Jason didn't take chances. Richard says 11 against 14. John says the jinx continues.
True. Can't argue with any of those. Well, actually, I don't think very, very poor. Is he talking about our performance or the result? Because I don't think our performance was that bad at all.
No, I did think in the second half, after we had that chance early on in the second half, I don't think we created that much that we could look back on and go, we deserved fully to win that game.
The last half an hour was pretty drab, wasn't it? It wasn't the best, but no, I mean overall, like I said, we created enough chances to put them out of sight, but. Just weren't to be, and like I say, I keep saying it, but we'll take it. We'll go again, but don't be too down about it. But like Mike says, hate playing QPR. I hate playing QPR. I mean, I'd love to play against QPR in a team. Sure, we all would, but
I think also we said this the other week. We are missing Bradley. We're definitely missing him in the centre there, and that leadership he has. Mm-hmm. So I agree with that. 11 against 14, Richard. I'm sure we're going to talk about that in a bit.
Yeah.
Despite how much we hate playing QPR, though, it's good just from a fan's point of view to be playing a game like that where the atmosphere is kind of electric and it's fierce and yeah, there was some horrible chanting coming from their end at one stage, but probably only a select few. I'm not going to tarnish all away fans with the same brush there, but it's nice and Nathan Jones mentioned in his post-match about their celebrations, it shows how far we've come as a club, but you'd rather that than, just a boring Saturday at home, to no disrespect to a team like Exeter or Swindon, where there's just no atmosphere. These are the games that we've been wanting to be a part of for so long, and yet it didn't go our way, but again, I don't want to be one of them people that go, look how far we've come, but look how far we've come.
But we turn up, like you say, week in, week out. We turn up against these teams, and like you say, with all due respect to obviously the smaller clubs in the EFL and whatever else, but these are the kind of teams you want to be competing against. And if you can compete and stay in the games, and you've always got a chance, which we know we have, like I said, beat anyone in this division, it's just great to be there at the moment. And competing, like we say, like we're sitting here having a little, well, it's probably not whinging, but we're having we're a bit down because we didn't beat QPR.
Very down.
It's mental, really, isn't it? We're down a little bit. Yeah, we are down.
It's the most down I've ever been this season. And the only thing about the celebrations is not when they celebrate with their fans. That didn't bother me one bit. It was the way that I think it was done, was celebrating over by us in the tunnel area, that area there. That's the only thing that wound me up. But
but
again,
you give them stick in that corner, they're going to do it.
Yeah.
It is.
Well...
and it's like I saw someone say on Twitter the other day, we love it when Danny Hilton does it, and then Tom Lockyer did it away at Bristol City, and everyone's like, I love it. But as soon as someone does it to us, we're all a bit sad about it. But
you're right, it's footy, isn't it?
if you give it, you've got to...
100% that, but you all know...
I wasn't going to say, I nearly said it, I didn't want to say
Look
it.
at you.
Anyway, let's get into the game. 4 changes from the Coventry midweek win. Shea returned back in goal, which meant Palmer, I think, goes back to West Brom. He did all right in his last game. Obviously, the first game he had that little mistake at Middlesbrough, but pulled off a big save in that Coventry win, didn't he? And looked fairly solid. Maybe one that we could potentially get back permanently in the summer, potentially.
Well, we'll see, won't we? Obviously, what happens with Jed Steer and whatever else. But no, like I say, Shea came in. I thought Shea did well. Well, didn't have much to do, did he? But he looked comfortable again between the sticks. There was never a moment where, the ball came over. I thought, oh shit, right, what's going to happen here? There was never ever a moment like that. And I feel like we all feel that it's always the case when Shea's in goal.
Yeah. Naismith came in as well. He was back from injury. Jerome started and Campbell came in for Potts, Palmer, Berry and Cornick. Changes that, look, Campbell again I thought was outstanding at the weekend, and we said on Saturday, Dave, like one of our players of the season so far. He's been he's been brilliant. I did think we started pretty well in that game, and we were knocking it around well. Wasn't too many chances to talk about really, apart from one that Campbell had that went wide. And then, look, we're going to talk about VAR today a lot, I think. And I think instead of just doing like a focus on VAR in a bit, we should just merge this all into one, and this would just be like a half an hour chat about the game with VAR included.
Fair enough. You up for that?
Well, because we're going to talk about
that. I mean, I think
we're going to talk about this disallowed goal, aren't we?
Well, we are,
for starters.
Well, before the disallowed goal, though, I think our team was disrupted because Pelly got injured and he went off. I genuinely felt he was going to have a great game, and he was up for it. So and then the disallowed goal.
Although I thought Lansbury was brilliant when he come on as well.
Yeah, I'm not saying he wasn't brilliant. I just think maybe had he had a little bit more time on the pitch, things might have been a tiny bit different. But the disallowed goal, it's gutting because actually I didn't see the flag at all. I was up celebrating that one.
Yeah, same as that.
And
I saw the flag straight away because we.
So why didn't you tell me?
He's celebrating right in front of us, isn't he?
It's funny to watch Dave, isn't it? That's what it is.
It's on the replay.
He's like, David, one knob.
Well, in actual game time speed and given the position we sit in and where that first ball went, in my opinion, at that point, without seeing any of the replays or anything, I thought he was on. So, and if he's off by very, very small amount, marginal.
We started out and froze it earlier, and I think he's. To be fair, I think the lino's just got it spot on, but it looked very, very close.
If that lino's got that spot on, that's the one decision he made right on the whole game.
I think he was slightly offside, but very, very slightly. But
we did look at the highlights back before starting today, didn't we? And Sky managed to pause it right on the ball being played, and I don't know. I took one of these placemats off the table to try and make my own little VAR line.
At a weird angle, which quite
was it an armpit?
It's difficult to say. I honestly think, and this is where, right, I do believe VAR just needs to be introduced because, yeah, that may have been offside, right, but it's marginal. It's very marginal. And I just think in the time it's taken Adebayo to celebrate and realise he's offside, they could have just checked that.
Yeah, but it doesn't work like that, does it? That's the whole point. It does take longer than that. It definitely takes longer than that. And they're talking about VAR light, aren't they, for the championship?
I don't understand the problem with VAR when you're saying, like, your argument against it is I don't want loads of added time, which realistically...
I just don't know. To be honest, the biggest problem with it is I don't want the game to be killed, the momentum of the game.
Yeah, but...
VAR.
But it won't be killed.
There should be look, it's like a bit like in tennis, right? My view on it is you should have challenges. And you should have 3 challenges or 2 challenges or one either half, and that is literally it. And I believe that if it worked like that, fine. And you've got 30 seconds for each challenge or whatever on the VAR system or whatever you want to call it the next season or two, probably fucking something different. But you have 2 challenges, one in either half or whatever, 10, 15, 20, 30 seconds, whatever, but maximum of 30 seconds. If it's not, the mind's not been made up in 30 seconds with whatever decision, then scrap it. You go with the original decision. That is what I feel.
I think you can't be that naive that thinking that VAR is not going to filter down at some point in some way, shape or form. And had that given us a goal on Sunday, we'd have been loving it. The thing I hate about VAR is the punters in the stadium never see it.
I don't get why that annoys you.
It annoys me so much because it does.
You don't see it anyway. Like you've got up and celebrate Adebayo's goal on Saturday. All you've seen is what you've seen first time round. So why would it matter? You've already had your celebration. So what would it matter if the linesman flag goes up and they go, honestly, we're just going to check that. They draw a line and go, actually, he's on. Then you get to celebrate again. I don't...
But didn't the line put the flag up straight away, though?
Yeah, but the whistle didn't go to the balls in the net.
Yeah, but then he runs off, then surely everyone else would have seen it. The flag's up in the distance. Someone would have gone, Addy, like, you're offside, mate. You know what I mean? Rather than going to the whole thing of, let's spend like however long checking the VAR system. I'll be honest, I think what you're saying there is a bit flawed. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm sitting there saying, I don't think it works like that, really.
If you look at the video referee in rugby, for instance. No, if you look at the video referee in rugby, for instance, you hear what they're talking about, you hear what they want to say, you see it on the screen, you can see what they're looking for. When you go to VAR in football, the only people that see what's happened are the television viewers, and that's it. And it winds me up.
That matters.
Because it winds me up. I'm paying my money to watch the game and watch it refereed fairly, and I haven't got a freaking clue what's going on when VAR's on.
I just don't get that argument.
Well, it does my head in. I don't agree with not being able...
Yeah, but you didn't see it offside the other day. You were sitting there going, well, how was that offside? I thought he was on. You didn't see that as offside. So why would it matter?
I thought you didn't see the flag. That's probably because he's blind. Clearly, Dave, obviously, people don't watch it. I haven't seen Dave. He does wear glasses.
But do you get my point, though? But you're saying...
Yeah, no, I get your point, and I'm just putting mine across. I'm just putting my point across. You
only see a goal once when it goes in. It's like, you don't sit there and go, oh, well, I need to see it again.
It just, with VAR, when the game is paused for a long time, you don't understand. We're checking possible offside, and then we're checking for a handball, or we're checking for something else, and it can go on for 3-4 minutes. It can.
And there's times where it can go on for 10 seconds, and they get the correct decision, and everyone moves on with the game.
Well, there's sometimes when you don't even know they're VAR checking. So no, there is, but there are points at which, if you watch a Premier League game on the television, they go, oh yeah, they're just checking that. Oh, there's nothing. They've gone through the check.
Exactly.
It's finished.
What's wrong with that?
I like that. But there are times when they sit there and they analyse in depth, and then you sit in the stadium, well, what are they looking for? Possible offside, who? When?
Well, it normally tells you on the screen.
What screen?
Well,
we don't have one.
Would that be an issue, and there's something they'd have to address?
Manchester United don't have a screen, do they?
Yeah, and it's done on LED boards.
Sorry, was it VAR, possible offside or possible red card?
Anyway,
what it comes up with. But,
it was a hair. It was offside by. It was tiny. It was a great finish, by the way.
It was a great finish.
It was a great pass, great finish. It's just a shame it didn't count.
I do think it would have been tight if it would have gone to VAR. And look, we're already 40 minutes in, but we're going to have this conversation again when we talk about their second. Let's talk about our goal. Again, QPR fans are saying it's handball, where there's a hit Campbell, or a hit Clark?
Clark, I think.
And Jerome, finishes, and the keeper parries it in, and we're 1-0 up finally.
It's a good goal.
The new laws this season say that if the ball hits an attacking player's arm and it leads directly to a goal and it's accidental, then it's a goal and you don't give handball.
I also think
Exactly.
this law is nonsense as well.
So it's not handball then, is it? There's the question. The referee was poor all game. The officiating was poor. But again, you've got to say then you got that decision right
But
too.
then if it's accidental handball, say for example, right, it's in the penalty area and someone's hands up here, they're given a penalty because his hand's raised.
That wouldn't be accidental though, would it? If the hand's raised,
Yeah, but it might be. He might be off balance and the ball hits. I don't know. It might. Well, realistically, why do you want Clark's hand up here anyway? Is he balancing himself?
it's more hit him like his arm's just not up above his head, is it? His arm is like
Clark?
it wasn't above his head.
No, it wasn't.
Mate, his hand was right up though, in all fairness. I'm hang on a minute. Whoa, hang on a minute. Keep talking because I'm going to have to look at this.
Well, either way,
But, you
Jerome
know,
scored.
but it
but-
is accidental handball and it's not handball in that situation. You're right. The laws are clear on that one. So it's
But I just
not
think,
handball.
I think it's terrible though. If your hands up here, I'll be honest, look, it's great for us. We scored a goal from it, right? But realistically, if your hands up or wherever it is and you control it with your hand either way, it should be a handball. It's been changed in the last year, is it? That law?
Yeah, because last season so many goals
It's
are being
ridiculous.
chalked off because it's brushed a hand or an arm, or it's hit a hand or an
But
arm.
brushing is different, not controlling the ball up here or wherever it is. I'll see in a sec anyway.
Okay, you look and we'll talk. But yeah, Jerome did put us 1-0 up, and yeah, that stayed with our record of going 1-0 up. You thought, all right, this is a pretty good position to be in. This has been all us first half. They've had no chances. Went into half time.
Cameron Jerome, by the way, had a brilliant game.
Yeah, again.
Again,
work rate's phenomenal, wasn't it?
absolutely brilliant game. So, yeah, well pleased with that. And at 1-0, once we got in at 1-0, I'm thinking, yeah, actually, there's an incident before they go in, though, isn't there?
Wasn't set up. The referee blew the whistle for half time, and there was a little incident as somehow Chairs got away without a red card after a little push in Lockyer's
prick.
face. And look, even though you look at it and go, there's not a lot of contact, you just can't raise your hands to a face in football. It's just not allowed. It's a red card. Here we go. You got it?
Yeah, his hand's definitely up there.
Show. Wait, show me a screenshot. He's playing the whole thing.
Mate, if your hand's not up there, then what's that then? What's that?
Yeah.
And his hand gets higher. There you go.
Yeah, it's not handball, though.
Jesus
so that's
Christ,
a good thing.
it's literally head height.
All right, so
He must be a goalkeeper, but don't get me wrong, it's brilliant for us. But I mean, if that happened against us, I'd be fucking livid with that.
yeah, okay.
I think I'd probably go home and cry myself to sleep. Legit, that's what would happen. And if anyone wants to, but do you know what? Just anyone who thinks that is not handball, really.
This is a good podcast today,
Yeah,
isn't
you've
it?
made your point.
Honestly.
You made your point, and you're right. So the Chair incident for me, it's a red all day long. All day long, hands in the face, push someone over. It's a red
I
card.
think there's two acts as well. I think he sort of like pushed him in the face and whatever. Then he swipes down him, doesn't he? If I did that in centre of Dunstable, Luton, I'd probably be arrested and put in the cell for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Realistically, I might even get charged. What happens to him? Oh, he gets a yellow card.
I don't.
That's fair, isn't it?
I generally don't know if the referee actually saw what went on. I think maybe reacted in a way because of all the noise around him or all the shouting from the players. I generally,
poor.
if he'd have seen it all, he would have definitely red carded him.
So, VAR in this situation, are you bothered if you don't get to see the replay? Even though you saw the replay instantly because you saw it on social media, so you've already seen it back. There's no game to disrupt or ruin the flow of because it's the halftime whistle's gone. VAR clears that one up instantly.
Yeah, well, look, maybe, but obviously from where I was sitting from behind the goal, obviously I could see it clearly. We could all see it clearly, and it was as clear as day. But like you say, with VAR, you obviously go back and it definitely gives him a red card. It also kills the whole this debate as well. This talking point we have. We'll all be robots soon. We'll be sitting again. Oh, we all know what happened,
Yeah, but we say that, but we all know that VAR, and I know this is against what I'm arguing for, but we heard it on TalkSport this morning. They were talking about Newcastle's blatant pen, which VAR didn't give yesterday in their Chelsea game.
That was
Well,
disgraceful.
there you
And they
go.
were saying VAR was brought in for us to stop talking about decisions, but we still are. I don't think that removes anything. And this is just it's
say
just
it
like another
probably
myth of
removes-
football. Of
I don't
So,
know.
but if you think about that decision for Newcastle, it was a penalty. So
It's a terrible
what is the
decision,
video
yeah.
referee thinking there? You know,
Why is it not? It was so clear and obvious, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But if you're in the stadium and you can, in the same way you can hear the referees in rugby and you can watch it back, they can go, oh, it's not because, and you go, okay, don't agree with that, but now I know how you've made that decision. We don't know why they didn't give it. They didn't think it was a penalty. For what reason? Everybody else in that stadium and on the television 100% thought it was a pen. So all the football fans can't be wrong. They can't be wrong all of the time. Literally can't. And that's what I'm saying. And that's the reason I don't like it. I'm being honest. I'm an old person. I like... no, but I seriously am. I like some of the... I seriously am.
I'm seriously so old.
No, but what I'm trying to say is I prefer decisions...
You prefer everything that happened yesterday then?
Well, you know, sometimes they go for you, sometimes they don't.
Yeah, I'm not really funny. How many times this season probably things would have gone against us as well if it was VAR as well?
The problem
we
is...
might not be in the position we are now, really, in the league table. I'm not saying we wouldn't, but potentially, you know what I mean? It could be... it swings and roundabouts. I know people hate that saying, but technically it really is.
But the problem is that it's coming anyway. You're not going to avoid it. They're talking about VAR light for the championship.
VAR light?
Yeah, VAR light. Look it up. It's a little bit less... there's a decision process a little bit different, I suppose. A little bit less on the decision making. But they're looking at VAR light. But I hate it.
Yeah, I'm not.
But it would have been. You're right. It would have been a red.
I just think it. Yeah, for me, it's just not football really. I think you need a bit of, controversy and whatever else like in football, and it's because sometimes it does lead to a bit of certain things that happen in the game, whereas like the tempers get raised and
clear and obvious errors it was originally brought in for, and some of that has been taken to an extreme. When you work in the Premier League, Luke, so
exactly, and that's why, because I've seen it in action in so many games at work, at Brentford games in the Premier League, and there's never been a problem. There was one game against Watford where it took them a couple of minutes to get the correct decision for a goal. But in the end, it went the way of it was meant to go. It was the correct decision, and you look at it and go, fair enough. And for you, they showed it on the screen. At the end, they show the line, they show what they've drawn. It says possible offside, no offence, and it's fine. It's fine. It's no different to when a player goes down injured for 3 minutes and you stood there just for 3 minutes, you have a little chat with your friend. That kills the momentum of the game. That kills a bit of anything. But
the joy of the game is the spontaneity of the goal, of the excitement of the cheering that goal in, and then cheer the goal in and go, might be offside now.
Oh, just like you did on Sunday with Adebayo's goal then.
But no,
apart from there's nothing to correct that.
When VAR's on, even though the linesman might know that player's miles offside, he doesn't put his flag up until the section is complete. But then, you could stop. You could
But then nothing changes from the fact that you.
It does change.
No, but you celebrated Adebayo's goal the other day, not knowing it was offside. So what's the difference between celebrating that's not offside, and for example scoring a goal and then it being? There's no difference.
For me personally, right?
There's no difference.
Yeah, there is a difference, right? The Adebayo one was
a fight gone.
No, not a fight. It's a discussion. The Adebayo one was really quite hard to spot, right? I'd get that. I can see that in VAR. But if someone in the Premier League is 2 foot offside when he receives the ball, the linesman doesn't put up his flag. They finish the move, they score the goal, and he could have called the goal off before any of that crap went on.
Got a point. Dave, I am with you on this one. Do you know what? I'm so glad you said that, because I was trying to think of something. I was like, hang on, there is something wrong with it. And there was many a times, like you're saying, Dave, the ball goes through, right? And they sit there and go, and people, even on TV or even at the ground, you look at it and you go, well, he's fucking definitely offside. So why are they playing on? No, next minute, 20 seconds are gone. It happens a couple of times, another 30 seconds are gone. Oh, flag goes up. They'll quick check. Was he definitely offside? Oh, yeah, he was offside or whatever. Hang on a minute. Where's the time? Oh, there's no added time. It kills the fucking game off. I'm sorry.
But that's all. I agree with you on that, right?
The correlation is not. It doesn't add up. I'm sorry, it doesn't.
I just feel that's completely irrelevant to the point we were just making. Of you were saying you can't celebrate a goal, and I'm saying, well, no, you can. It's no different to
what. So when you can still celebrate, you can celebrate a goal when the player goes through and he's 20 yards offside, and lino puts his flag up after the goal has gone in, and people go, oh yeah, maybe he's onside.
We had
I
it,
mean,
that Bournemouth game, when we scored that goal and we all celebrated a goal, and then they give offside. And you think, we celebrated a goal, it was given offside. Just like if you were to celebrate a goal that was then disallowed by VAR, there's just no difference.
But what we're saying is the mechanics of that disallowed goal. When you know that your player is clearly offside and they should have flagged it, and
it wasn't clearly offside.
No, but I know that. That's what I'm saying. But in the other bit, I don't like about it. You asked me. You brought this subject up. I had to say.
I'm going to this conversation. He was clearly offside, all right.
Okay, well,
VAR. No, I'm joking. But no, it's just. I personally don't like VAR. On a serious note, I'm not a fan because it's so flawed.
But it's not going away.
Of course, it's not going away.
It's never going away.
Either way, we're going to have to, me and Dave are going to have to deal with it. Obviously, out of the three, you're going to love it because you know it's going to happen. Because either way, we'll be in the Prem anyway next season, so it doesn't really matter.
I don't think it's as bad as you think it is. I really don't. I think because
it's not as bad for like Brentford because they get like 20 penalties from it a season.
I don't think it's not. You watch it on TV and you go, oh, it's terrible. Luton have had it 2 times in a game, once in a game.
Against Bournemouth, you mean? The VAR.
We had it against Chelsea away.
Oh, yeah.
And against Bournemouth away.
Chelsea away.
Yeah, in the FA Cup.
I can't remember the decision, but yeah, either way, we probably would have been, yeah.
But like, we've never experienced it in the stadium at Luton, apart from Bournemouth away, which, by the way, got a penalty that day.
It should be VAR for all or for no one. That's the other thing, especially in the FA Cup, which we're not in anymore, obviously, but, it should be the same.
We're about to have this discussion again in a second because we've got so much still to talk about. Let's just ignore VAR for a minute, okay?
Fuck VAR.
Cal Naismith had a pretty poor game, didn't he? Sorry, everyone, that we're probably killing you all with VAR chat, but Naismith had a pretty poor game at the weekend, didn't he?
You're killing us with VAR chat, not us, but yeah. Go on, sorry, mate.
No, because I'm just trying to say...
Just get on with it,
that
come
it's not
on.
actually that bad.
Come on, get on with the game.
Chill.
And you two need to chill.
Calm your tits, chill.
Let's talk about the penalty. We've watched this back, Bataro, and we've both just gone, what on earth is Naismith doing?
Yeah.
Why has he gone to ground there? You hear so many people say it. You hear pundits say it. You hear players say it. You hear managers say it. Mm-hmm. Stay on your feet.
Of course.
Stay on your feet. Stay on your feet. And for some reason, Gray's not going... He's not really going anywhere. He's so near
He probably
the
gets
byline.
corner, doesn't he? If Naismith stands up, to be fair, that's it.
And Naismith's gone to ground. Why on earth has he gone to ground?
And you've just given the opportunity to Gray then just to go, oh, do you know what, I'm going to take a little tumble. Because the thing is, right, there wasn't much contact if you watch it back, realistically. But you've given the opportunity to go and sort of put his leg there and go down, which, you know what, fine,
fair play.
go and do it, yeah. Because, I mean, we would, you know what I mean, we would have done it, so it's not an issue. But why are you going down? I don't understand. Look, he's a good player, Naismith. But, you know...
Do you reckon that's just a moment of... It's just
a rush of blood to the head.
A rush of blood to the head.
Mm-hmm.
He's dived in and he's probably instantly gone, what on earth have I done that for?
Yeah. 100%. Mate, you know, we're sitting there at the time, obviously we're sitting there now cursing about it, going, fuck's he done that for? But I'm sure, do you know what? He would have beaten himself up a lot more than what we're complaining about it.
Well, as soon as the tackle went in, you knew it was a pen, full stop. And, 9.5 for the execution of the falling over from Andre Gray.
Yeah.
But, any attacker would have done that. And we'd have been disappointed if one of ours didn't do the same.
So Gray put away the penalty. It was 1-1. And then let's talk about the second goal because I'm sure this is going to bring up the VAR debate again. But for a start, it's a poor corner to give away. It's a ball into the box. There's no one around Naismith and he goes with his left and he slices. I think we'll win with his right. He sliced it for a corner.
Yeah, that's right, I think that.
And then the resulting corner. This is where I've said, and I said to you earlier, we need to be just doing all we can to get first contact on that ball. We need someone in that situation to take control. Maybe someone like a Reesberg just to go on. You go, I'm going to put my head through this and just get it clear. Sonny Bradley maybe, but
who was marking Rob Dickey, by the way?
Looked like Snodgrass was meant to be around the area.
Oh God, that's a bit. Oh, fair enough.
It was a poor corner to concede. It was a poor corner. And I think at the time, I did say to you when the guy was taking the corner, getting a lot of abuse, I said, bad thing to do before they score.
Yeah.
And, that happened. The little flick on, I didn't really see it. In fact, I just thought it went straight into first part.
So I did from obviously back in the stadium. But to be fair, I mean, the ball goes out obviously from Naismith. It's, it is a slight error, but it's only a slight error. You still got to defend the corner. and it's a bit like, okay, things didn't go away, and I'm going to get into that in a second. Clearly, there was a lot more to it. If you slow the footage down and whatever else, and you look at it, but realistically, like you say, Greg, we have to do a lot more. They have to do a lot more.
Yeah.
Stick your head on it. Give someone a dig. I don't know. Push them out of the way. I don't care what you do. Obviously, as long as it's legal, and they can wear a penalty. That's stupid. But
that ball's been flicked on twice before it goes into the back of the net, and obviously then there is the talk of the player who's obstructing Shea in the offside position, which, let's be honest, on the still that Sky show is clear that is offside. You're going, Elio. It's not offside.
I think it's a foul, personally. I don't think it's offside. Yeah, you can give it as both, but for me, I think the foul starts beforehand. I think as obviously the ball's coming in, I think the initial flick or whatever happens. I think you see an arm going to Shea's chest, I think it is. Or
the arm's like across him, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. And I think, personally, I don't think it's offside because I think the foul's already started. So if you want to go to your VAR debate about it, if it goes to VAR, I think they give a foul for that, realistically. But they might say, oh, yeah, but he didn't, stand his ground. But it looked like a foul. Shea wouldn't sort of get pushed about, really. But keep saying back, don't I?
Yeah, you do. But the thing is with that last goal, you're right. There's a bit of controversy there. But even if we talk about video assistance, you're only as good as the people that are watching it at the other end. And we've seen the match officials on Sunday were poor, especially the lino, especially the referee. Referee giving us advantage when there was no advantage, things like that. He was an awful referee.
He was a clown, wasn't he?
An awful referee.
So was the lino as well.
And the incident when the ball hit the linesman and it didn't go out of play.
Mate. What was he? Sorry, what was he doing there? Sorry,
it's terrible, wasn't it?
He shouldn't got me all of a sudden.
Generally shouldn't be on the pitch, but no. I think is it law 8 or 9? I can't remember. Basically says the ball is out of play if it strikes the linesman. It's out of play. I think the right decision there would have been a non-contested drop ball, not a flow. But so with VAR, you're only as good as the person sitting at the other end of a television screen, and if it's as bad as the match officials, they're going to miss it anyway. I was just gutted that we put a lot of work in and we've come away with nothing again.
Yeah, this is it. And I don't know what people are going to say about, obviously, the line keeping the ball in, right? All right, some people might go, it's going to go out of play anyway. You don't know, actually, to be honest,
I think Eddie Bayo was on that.
Yeah,
and
I squared it. But what I'm saying is, a lot of people might go, oh yeah, they'll start digging, they're going to find this and go, oh yeah, they fucking sort your ground out, he was on the pitch because not enough room and shit, this and that. But realistically, if you're a professional linesman, you're getting paid a wage, you're live on Sky Television, and you're doing shit like that, you deserve to be fucking sacked, I'm sorry. It's a disgrace. Yeah. Honestly, it's an absolute disgrace. How can you not know where you are? You know what I mean? Players get told where to be on the pitch, right? If you're out of position, you're offside. That's like being offside by 40 yards.
If only he had a line on the floor, he knew he had to stand behind.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's honestly that's what baffs me. In all fairness, I laughed to begin with, and after I thought that's not really fun. I think
the disappointment, though, the whole disappointment of that goal, it was entirely avoidable.
Here's one for you on that goal, though, is you don't really see it that much now in the modern game of having players on the post, but I always think maybe in a situation like that, you look at that goal back, the ball kind of goes in the centre of the goal, but if there's a player on the line, is that goal stopped, do you reckon?
From the corner? I don't think so.
No?
No.
It was just deflating, wasn't it? I don't think we could have avoided it. If you're not going to get the foul on the goalkeeper, assumed foul, or an offside there, then it's unavoidable.
And then 5 minutes added on at the end of the game, and you're thinking, all right, 5 minutes, let's get one more chance. QPR did very well to kill that game in added time, didn't they? Very, very well.
I don't think we helped ourselves either, to be fair. Like I said,
what was with? We kept getting deep free kicks. Naismith's ready to take it. Shea runs over, does a little pass, and Naismith just straight to their defender. And I walked down. I'd love to know the reason behind that free kick. Is it to get a better angle? Is it to start a runner? What is the reason for that?
Or to try and draw them out a bit, maybe. But it was frustrating, wasn't it?
To be fair, I can't actually think about what was happening there. I think I was so
deflated.
I was so deflated at the time. I thought,
hey, listen, it can turn around again. It can turn around again when we play Preston. So at the end of the day,
yeah, of course.
I think the worst thing is, and I know I said it pre, and I know that producer Jacob tweeted it. My thoughts about Queen's Park Rangers is I don't like them. I never have. and that we never beat them. And that's what Doyle says. It just never beat them. It's so sad.
I think it's also proved that you can be a professional at a certain thing in life, and you can still be shit at it as well. In many aspects.
I
Hey,
respect
listen. You just got to take it on the chin.
that. Well, we're actually going to go overtime today because we've still got loads to get through, and we're 36 minutes in. But that was our first home league defeat since the 27th of November against Cardiff. Nathan Jones has lost more league games against QPR than he has against any other team in his managerial career, and that's 5. Just think about Nathan Jones and QPR. Can't get the better of him. Let's just do this VAR focus because we had like over 30 replies on Twitter to this. Producer Jacob's selected the best 8 or 9 here. Shout out producer Jacob, working hard as always, and he's done a good job today. I haven't had to give him any stick, but
Not just yet, anyway.
first of all, right, I will ask you two, and I'll give my opinion. VAR in the Championship, if it was to come in, how would you like to see it work, or would you just never want it to come in? Let's just have a serious
I'll
discussion.
tell you how I'd like to see it
Yeah.
work. I'm being truthful as well. I'd like to turn up at the football ground, knowing that VAR is in place,
Yeah.
and know that it's not working. I'd like that to be the thing.
All right then, Dave.
I want it to be what it was originally for, which was clear and obvious errors. Clear and obvious errors, not micromillimeter offsides, not that. And then people say that offside is offside, even if you're 2 millimeters off. If I had to have it, that's what I'd want. And those controversial decisions, as in the red card on Sunday, sorry. So that's what I would want out of it. But I don't want it to be every single goal scrutinised when you clearly know it doesn't have to be.
I would quite like it just to be brought in to the Championship and maybe just be for like offsides or, like we said, blatant red cards the other day. And maybe it's one of them things that, and this then will your argument of I don't want it to be wasting loads of time. You look on the monitor, if the offside is not looking off to the naked eye, then you go with the on-field decision.
Yeah.
And then maybe that does solve a few. And I think back to...
Or draw a thicker line as well.
Or draw a thicker line.
Just give like a benefit of the doubt line, if that makes sense. Just give it a thicker line, make it 5 centimetres or whatever. And if it is a fucking hairline or a toe offside, then just give the goal. Because for me,
have the VAR referee at the stadium.
Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna go on a few people in these comments because some of them I don't agree with.
Well, they've got an opinion whether you agree with them or not. That's why we're doing this thing, isn't it? You're having a chat about it, so you should just read out.
But let's just use the facts, right? Because Richard says here, should we have VAR in the Championship? Richard says no. It takes all the fun out of goals.
True.
But like the linesman took the fun out of Adebayo's goal the other day, and if that goes to VAR and is given onside, points are relevant. Football is about that moment when the ball hits the back of the net. A goal from nothing or a goal line scramble. I don't want to wait 5 minutes after every goal. And I just read that and I go, it doesn't take 5 minutes. That's obviously an over-exaggeration, right? There's been times this season when I've been in a Premier League stadium where they've gone to VAR and it's instant. It's like,
but they check every goal, right? They check every single goal. Only check a goal when you're in doubt of it. That's what I would say. They check everything. They check it to the minute degree, and that's what I don't like about it. You know, it
does take quite long.
You know, and that's what I don't like about VAR.
if they were to check QPR's goal for 5 minutes, even if it is 5 minutes, right? Because very rarely, I don't know if it's ever been 5 minutes, and I think that's
About
just
3.
There was one in Italy once, so it was about 8 or 9 minutes, just to let you know.
But it's just a misconception
shocking.
of VAR that it's, it takes 5 minutes to check a goal, right? But if you would, even if it would have said on Sunday they're going to check QPR's second goal for 5 minutes, we get a draw out of it, wouldn't you have just gone fair play?
With hindsight, yeah, because we wanted a point out of the game. Yeah, you're true.
It was the other way around, and it's different, isn't it? But yeah, I see what you're saying. But look, I'm never going to change my decision or how I feel about VAR and whatever else. But it just, I don't know. I think let's have a vote on it. Let's put a vote out there.
Do you know what this podcast has done today?
Fans.
There's going to be, I think, more people listening to you two going, yeah, Dave and Vitara, correct. Luke, you're talking rubbish. But I'm hoping I've got a couple here that are going to be listening to me going,
Yeah, you just need to read all of these.
Well, LTFC
You've only got
Dave.
a couple because you picked them out.
I haven't picked them out. Producer Jacobs picked
because
these
he
out.
knew
Yeah.
you'd fucking have a whinge, mate. He said, I better give some for Gregory. Oh, give me
Well,
that.
LTFC Dave says yes to VAR in the Championship. Officials are consistently poor with the potential money on the table. Something needs to be done to help them, and VAR is the most obvious solution.
All right, fair enough. Then I agree with officials are consistently poor, but then guess what? They're getting paid a wage. Take them out of the game and just use a computer. Then there you go. How about it? Because realistically, what are they getting paid a wage for? If you have a computer or a monitor overruling the fourth official, the lino, the referee, or whatever else, what is the point in having a human being there?
Well,
Why don't we just have a robot? No, seriously. Why are they there? Why are they getting paid this wage? I don't know. Put them in the army or something, or put them wherever.
do you know what?
No, seriously, come on, man. They're getting paid a wage. They're getting paid a good wage to do a job, and they're shit at it.
What we've all got to realise is it's unavoidable. It's unavoidable that it'll filter down. Unavoidable.
I might become a referee. Seems like easy money, doesn't it?
Well, Brian says no to VAR because instead of making a decision, officials rely on VAR to make it for them. Over time, this reduces the effective decision-making of officials. Referees should work as a team, including the fourth official, and the same four officials work together all season.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah, 100%.
Totally agree with that. Because the referee, especially on televised games, is frightened to give that decision because it's looked at in the nth degree.
Yeah.
The nth degree now. And I think it does take a bit of it around from him. Because he also knows, I'm going to let that go to video refereeing. Crazy. But I agree with Brian. Well done, Brian. Good point.
Yep.
I do think there would, if they can make a way for VAR to work better than it currently does, then I'm all for it. Because I will admit it's not perfect, but I just do think having it is just, it just benefits.
I just find it
your
crazy.
club.
We have so many people officiating the game and whatever, and they still can't get something right. I just find it amazing.
Yeah.
You have a fourth official, all right, and he doesn't do much. You have two linesmen. You have a referee. You have people upstairs, obviously in the Premier League, for example, watching the games. You probably have about 8 people in that one room watching one game from different angles. What's that about? Come on, man. You're wasting all this money on shite, basically.
Oh, you've raised a real big thing just today,
honestly,
haven't you? You've raised a real big thing.
I just don't understand it. I could sit here and moan for 5 minutes straight about it. Right?
Listen, mate, I'll call VAR on you in a minute.
Let's do a few more. Gaz says yes to VAR, but only when they can use it properly. Doesn't need to go into minute detail, just clear and obvious so it doesn't take forever. Any doubt on offside should go in favour of the attacking side.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah. No, I like that actually. In favour of the attacking side. Yeah, fine.
Barney says,
Benefit of the doubt.
I get the pros of VAR, but still hate it and having to wait 5 minutes to find out if you can celebrate a goal. Again, a misconception of VAR. Very rarely you have to wait 5 minutes.
Not in certain circumstances, though.
Feels like
realistically.
It feels like it when you're watching it on the telly.
It is a drag in all fairness.
Yeah.
To be honest, we're missing the Man City game right now. I mean, I'm sure there's been about 16 VAR moments in that at the moment. Actually, probably knocks Man City probably dominating.
Finish what you're saying.
So yeah, still hating having to wait 5 minutes to find out if you can celebrate a goal. Definitely think the officials should be held more accountable for their actions though. Absolute shocking display from all of them and absolutely zero consequences. But that's the one I saw a lot on the weekend is, let's just get better officials. But let's be honest, that's going to take
Officials never
years.
never have to explain their decision making. And maybe they should start doing that. Maybe they should come on after the game. Yeah, the reason I didn't send that man off was because this. And you go, okay, we understand that. But they're not accountable. Barney's right, they're not accountable.
Percy says the problem with VAR is the same clowns operating it who will be in the middle of the referee in a game the following week. They have the benefit of multiple replays and still make the wrong decisions. It's a lose-lose situation.
See, there you go. It's true. We just said that. Whoever's behind the monitor is as culpable as the referee on the pitch. And they just, they do make the wrong decisions occasionally.
John says yes to VAR. I'd like to see it as much more often than... Sorry, I'm going to read that one again. John says yes to VAR. I'd like to see it as much more often than not.
The review doesn't lead to the...
Sorry.
Yes, I'd like to see it as much more often than not. The review does not lead to the right decision. Unfortunately, not always. Who put that in?
John wrote that.
No. Where's
you know what he's trying to say there, right?
I get what he's trying to say.
Yes, I'd like to see-
I'm bad at reading, but...
No, hang on a minute. I'm very lost with this. To be fair, I'm about 3 or 4, 5, 6 pints down, so yeah.
I suspect there's a couple of paragraphs missing there.
Well, either way, he's basically saying it does lead to the right decision mostly.
There's someone who got sorry.
Yeah, unfortunately, not always.
It was a comma in there. That was it.
Yeah.
Couldn't find a comma, but yeah.
But it's
Don't piss.
And-
Yeah.
and that's what I look at VAR and go, I'm happy to accept the fact that most of the time we'll get it right, and then the odd time they'll do a decision that's a little bit baffling.
True.
But then again, that's like it without it. That happens. Kevin says no because it's a time waster. I guess we already get 20% less football than the 80s and 90s, the golden age, due to arguing with the ref, simulated injuries, 6 subs, match management, time to get back to the basics, respect for fellow pros, and the official decision being final.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, nice.
It's never going to happen, though.
But it's not going to happen because there's too much at stake now. There's too much money in the game. There's too much to lose, and that's what everybody's trying to protect. If we do get to go to the Premier League at some point, we're going to earn multi-millions of pounds for the club, and it's too much to lose on a decision that's wrong. And that's why VAR's there.
And rightly so.
Well, it does take some of the enjoyment out.
Um,
Well, we'll see. We'll see if we're lucky at the end of the season, get to the playoffs, and we get to that final. We'll know then, won't we? If it's going to help us.
Imagine we got promoted
No,
to
don't
the
even
Premier
go
League
there.
in
I
the
think-
playoff final against QPR with a goal that was given by VAR, and then would you hate it?
No, then
Would you hate it?
I tell you what, if that ever happens,
No comment.
No,
You're right.
honestly, mate, if that happens, I'm on it. I'm pro VAR if that happens. But you know what? We'll be very lucky to even get that far. So fingers crossed that we have a better performance in the midweek.
Look, I hope this was a good debate to listen to and didn't annoy you, because I know it has been very
It annoys
for
you.
and against.
Well, but that's a discussion, isn't it? Everybody's got their own views.
Well, I was going to say let us know what you think, but a lot of you already have
I'm not interested in football anymore anyway.
told us about what you think. But if you do want to say anything on what me, Dave, and Batara have been saying, then tweet us at Owen the Town or get us on Instagram.
Can we not-
Just don't be too nasty, all right?
And also, can we not talk about it again? Because
Yeah. And YouTube, you like to leave comments, so comment below. Out of us 3, who do you agree with? Look, say whatever you want, because sometimes, especially when we play QPR, QPR fans like to jump on that. So QPR fans, let us know what you think.
Yeah, or don't.
I don't. Yeah.
We got Preston on Wednesday. We're massively running overtime here.
Preston, you know what? We're not against Preston. Everything's back on again, isn't it? So come on, good.
No
performance.
need to panic yet, though, is there? Well,
Absolutely
not that we
not.
were panic, but there's no
No,
need
we're
to
not
be a
panicking
little bit
anyway.
worried or anything. And
We're having a good season either way. It doesn't matter. Even if we
Let's-
finish outside the playoffs, so be it. Let's just keep going. Let's be excited and just keep going for it.
Just enjoy the season as long as we can enjoy the season. And
I still think if we're going into them last 4 or 5 games with still a chance of getting playoffs, then what a season
why
it's
can't
been.
we? Why
Yeah,
can't we
that's
get them? Why can't we get them? We just need that little run to continue now. We've had the blip. Move on. Work hard Wednesday. Get a great goal. Get a great result, and then what we off to Hull after that.
See how it goes. Lovely stuff, guys. Thanks
Yeah.
for joining me tonight. And
You're welcome.
Yeah, let us know your thoughts on VAR. Do you want it in the Championship? Do you agree with me, or do you agree with these two? Sat opposite me. Look at them.
Well,
Anti
I think
VAR.
I think we put a good point over.
Let us know. Enjoy Preston on Wednesday if you go, and enjoy Hull as well. And get us on YouTube, Owen the Town, socials Owen the Town. We'll see you next week.